A St. George school bus driver is arrested, facing 20 counts of child sexual exploitation. Plus, Utah's 100 Deadliest Days come to a close with overall traffic deaths down, but motorcycle fatalities hitting a record high. We'll break down the troubling trend and your full Southern Utah forecast just ahead. Stay with us.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon. I'm Rita Vigor. A St. George school bus driver is behind bars after being charged with 20 counts of child sexual exploitation. Police say investigators tied Daniel Workman to child sex abuse materials after receiving a cyber tip. The Washington County School District confirms he was hired less than a year ago and has since been fired. Officials stress the allegations do not involve students riding the school bus. Workman remains in jail as the case moves forward. Utah's 100 Deadliest Days ended with fewer traffic deaths overall this summer, but motorcycle fatalities surged to a record high. St. George News breaks down the numbers and the troubling trend behind the spike in deadly crashes.
Labor Day weekend has brought Utah's 100 Deadliest Days of summer to a close, a stretch of time between Memorial Day and Labor Day when traffic deaths usually spike. This year, the overall numbers are down, but fatalities among motorcyclists reached record highs. According to preliminary data from UDOT and the Department of Public Safety, traffic deaths in Utah are down nearly 10% so far this year, with summer fatalities down 18%, the lowest number of summer crashes in a decade. But officials say motorcycle fatalities are surging. Nearly 30% of this year's roadway deaths involved riders, 49 so far in 2025, compared to 38 last year. July alone saw 14 motorcyclists killed, the deadliest month on record in Utah. This past weekend underscored the dangers. On Sunday, a wrong-way driver on I-15 near Dixie Drive caused a head-on collision that killed 3 people and injured 2 more. And in Garfield County, a semi hauling wood chips crashed off US 89, killing the driver. Speed remains the number one factor in fatal crashes, followed by impairment, distracted driving, and unrestrained occupants. Utah Highway Patrol Lieutenant Cameron Roden says troopers are putting new emphasis on motorcycle safety. And here is Tiffany Mitchell, Public Information Officer at St. George Police Department.
Don't be impaired, whether that's prescription, marijuana, drinking, anything that makes you feel different. It is impaired driving, and so let's start with that. There's so many different ways we can get around the town or just choose to stay home. Distracted driving, that can be food, that can be the radio, your phone, kids, passengers, whatever, and wear your seatbelt. Slow down, stop at those red lights, those stop signs, all of those things that are so easy. All of these are preventable. So there's a lot we can do behind the wheel to stay safe.
Officials remind drivers that every number represents a person and say keeping fatalities down will take both safe driving and continued enforcement. Read the full report by Cody Blowers. This is Monica McLaughlin for St. George News, your number one source for local news.
Let's take a look at your daily weather forecast brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it's 94 degrees right now, with tonight's low dipping to about 73. Tomorrow brings a high near 92 and a low of 70. Over in Mesquite, it's warmer at 98 degrees currently. The low tonight will settle near 80. Expect a high of 96 tomorrow and a low of 76 with a chance of spotty afternoon thunderstorms. And in Cedar City, skies are mostly sunny at 74 degrees, cooling off to a crisp 56 tonight. Tomorrow, the high will climb to around 79 and a low of 55 with a few afternoon storms possible. Now let's check in with Aaron Crane for your local sports update.
This week in sports, Crimson Cliffs boys golf keeps on rolling. The Mustangs just notched their 3rd straight Region 9 victory. At Sand Hollow Resort, the team fired a blistering 274, which was 14 under par, finishing 27 strokes ahead of Desert Hills. Senior Dylan Winona led the way with a remarkable 62, including 2 eagles and 7 birdies. Snow Canyon's Eamon Allred placed second with a 65, while Crimson Cliffs teammates filled out the next 2 spots. The region heads to Cedar Ridge next week. It's a big weekend under the Friday night lights for Region 9 football. Hurricane heads north to face Grantsville. Snow Canyon battles Woods Cross, and Dixie takes on Layton Christian. Crimson Cliffs looks to stay dominant as they host Brighton, while Pineview welcomes Timpanogos. And Desert Hills makes a trip to Lehigh for a tough non-region matchup. We'll have all the highlights and breakdowns. You can catch every score and storyline on this week's Region 9 recap.
A 3-year-old boy has died after being left in a hot car. First responders rushed to an apartment on North Main Street Monday evening, where they found the child unresponsive. Despite life-saving efforts, he was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say the boy was left unattended after a shopping trip. The death is now under review by the Utah Medical Examiner's Office, and prosecutors will determine if criminal charges should follow. Southern Utah's weekend is packed with events from art shows and farmers markets to concerts, theater, and outdoor adventures. The TGIF team has your full guide to see what's happening and how you can make the most of your weekend.
That's right, so many great events happening this weekend, starting at the Sun Bowl.
Yes, the I-15 Country and Rock Music Festival is happening this weekend. Tickets are still available.
Oh man, so much live music. It's going to be a plethora of live music at that great venue. Got to get over there.
Don't forget, the Rock Bowl has something really fun this weekend.
Yeah, we're here at the Rock Bowl right now, and they've got a tribute to Journey. It's Radio Journey. They put out such a great show. You got to come over here and see
I actually went last year. It's amazing, so get your tickets before they sell out.
Plus, there's going to be Oktoberfest in Bryan Head.
Yeah, so if you want to cool off, head up to Bryan Head and start the tradition a month early.
Yeah, or go down to Mesquite. Mesquite's got some great shows happening right now. Yellow Brick Road's playing this weekend. And Foo Fighters, a tribute to the Foo Fighters. What a show. And to see a full this weekend events, check out our TGIF listing on stgeorgenews.com.
Now, back to you in the studio.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to WeWinInjuryLaw.com. I'm Rita Vicker with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more local news updates. And if you liked this newscast, you might enjoy one of these stories right here.